Today we're going to discuss battery replacement. So, a battery, what is a car battery? It's a very vital component of your vehicle. I mean, without it, your car won't start unless you actually have a old clutch system, and of course, you have to push start it. So, it's actually what supplies the power to your starter and makes it to where your engine turns over, which allows the rest of the engine to catch up and actually start. And then the engine starts running the alternator that is powered by the drive belts, then starts supplying electricity to the motor and back to the battery so that the battery gets charged back up. So, I mean, the battery without it, you're driving a clutch and you're push starting. It's very vital component to your vehicle, and I mean, it even when your vehicle's not on, it provides backup power for your onboard computers and the memory storage on them. Which, think about it, if you kept just turning your computer off, your desktop computer off, not your laptop, but your desktop computer, just kept just unplugging it. That's what you're doing basically when you turn off your car without the battery. I mean, think about a laptop. I mean, the reason that we like laptops is because they have a battery, right? So what would be signs that your battery needs to be replaced? You can have a slow engine crank. So your engine is turning over slowly. If you notice that your engine is taking longer to start, is that kind of thing. Battery's probably weakening, or anytime I say battery is weakening, or it could be a battery, realize that it could be the alternator not charging like it's supposed to, supplying the power back to the battery so that it gets recharged. Could also be a short. You could have a short, meaning an electrical short. You've got a power drain constantly coming out of the battery. You've got a wire that's touching something and it's just draining the juice out of the battery. Could be a small thing, could be a big thing. You got your dashboard warning lights. So if your battery or charging system light comes on, that's a very big deal. Dimming headlights, weak batteries, struggle to keep power going to all the electrical components. Corroded battery terminals. So it means that the battery isn't able to get the juice out or receive the juice back because of the corrosion. Definitely need to keep an eye on that. And it's good to get a battery service, at least once a year. Your battery could be, it could be showing signs of swelling. So overcharging or extreme temperatures can cause a battery case to swell, indicating, internal damage. If you've got to jumpstart your vehicle, definitely get out there. Most batteries last between 3 to 5 years. Understand something about this, though. Where do you live? Are you in an extreme environment? I mean, is it hot? Is it cold? I mean, think about having your onboard computer, your desktop computer, sitting out in the heat, sitting out in the cold. Would you treat your onboard, your desktop computer, your laptop computer, your phone? Would you leave your phone inside your car when it's hot outside and the sun is shining? I mean, basically, that's what's going on with your battery underneath the hood. Basically, that's what's going on with all of the components on your car. I mean, they're sitting there in the elements outside. And even if you're, quote, keeping them inside, garage kept, it's still outside when you're driving, right? And the engine's heated up beyond compare at that point as well. I mean, how hot is it underneath your hood, right? So, do I recommend replacing your own car battery? If you know exactly what you're doing, if you're totally competent and capable and you have the proper tools and you understand what you're doing, sure. Still, do you want to, if you fry your wiring harness, do you want to be responsible for it? Won't be responsible for mine. Can I? Yes. Have I been in the automotive repair industry for a super long time? Yes. Am I competent enough to do it? Yeah. But why not let the people that do it for a living do it for a living? I mean, you're, I love it when people are like, I'm going to change my own oil. How much does an oil change cost in direct comparison to actually having to get rid of the old oil and all of the stuff that goes into it? I mean, right? And it's funny when you're going to change out your own battery, or you're going to use probably baking soda, and a water solution for cleaning the corrosion. Does it work? Yeah. Does it work like it's supposed to? No. Do they have specialized tools that are going to, really clean the battery cables at the shop? Yes. You know, most shops, not all shops, but most shops are actually going to have a battery, something that they plug into like your lighter or equivalent to make it to where your onboard computers stay connected and have battery going to them when you remove the battery. I mean, not all shops are going to do that, but a lot of shops will. And think about it. By the time you go through all of the hassle of doing it, I really don't recommend replacing your own battery. I mean, again, if you feel free, but just understand that most do-it-yourselfers end up bringing their cars back into the shop with problems. Just know that. And then it costs more, not less, because then they have to fix what you broke, plus take care of the problem to begin with, the start of the reason why you were working on the car. So you have lead acid batteries, you have absorbent glass matte batteries, you have lithium ion batteries, you have deep cycle batteries. The deep cycle ones are like for RV boats, that kind of thing. They provide sustained power over long periods of time. Knowing the type of battery really isn't relative. The automotive repair shop will definitely put the right type into whatever you're driving. So how do you extend the life of your battery? You can drive regularly. Okay, so short trips are probably the hardest thing you could ever do on your car. I mean, if you're going from just here around the corner, as you start it, it sucked a lot of juice out of the battery. And it takes a while for the alternator to be moving to put the power back into the, because it's the bulk of the power of the alternator is running your car. So it's not like a full power going back into your battery. Your engine didn't warm up properly. Your transmission didn't warm up. Nothing warmed up like it was supposed to. So your fuel injectors didn't get a chance to get cleaned up and cleaned out. Short trips are stop and go traffic, extreme driving conditions, hot and cold. Not long trips. Long trips are probably the easiest thing on your car. I mean, it's what it's designed for, right? Short trips really, really mess with your car. Every now and again, you just got to take it out and get it and just blow it out. And I don't drive my car very much. I've heard that so many times in my life. Yeah, and that's the problem. You just don't drive your car very much. It's designed to be used. So, you should turn off all of the accessories, switch off the lights, the radios, the air conditioning when the engine is off, right? So, because it's immediately sucking power to get everything going when you start it. Avoid extreme temperatures. Seriously. Temperatures really, heat kills and the cold brings it up. Heat kills all kinds of electrical, electronic, plastic. I mean, it distorts stuff. But then the cold really makes it show up. So, park in the shade wherever you can. You got to keep the terminals clean. Like I said earlier, you got to, once a year with 15K, you got to clean the battery terminals. So, and again, just have your shop do it for you. If most shops are doing they're doing a health check on the battery. Not all shops, but most shops. And they can literally, like I had a machine where every time you brought your car in, I would put it on the battery and run a little printout on it. And it would show me where the battery was at. So I could let you know the battery's getting weak. As the battery's getting weak, then let's replace the battery. Nothing is worse. And it's always at the most inconvenient time when you walk outside and your vehicle goes or click, 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 click. I mean, if it's making a click, 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 click sound, if it's making a sound, yeesh, it's not good, right? And then, of course, you know how many people have destroyed stuff by putting the battery cables on the wrong terminals, positive and negative? It shouldn't be that difficult, but guess what? It really is. And you don't want to be attached or around when you plug the battery cables into the wrong side. And just don't do it, right? So, and then some vehicles, you've got really, really weird battery locations. If you've got any kind of a complex battery location, you don't want any part of it. You know, and of course the hybrid and electric vehicles, they have high voltage systems that should only be handled by true certified technicians. And I mean electrically certified technicians. I don't mean ASE certified technicians. I mean certified to actually touch your vehicle. And then if you're unsure on any part of it, it's just better to come in to visit an automotive repair shop. I mean, that's your best bet. That's your best thing that you could possibly do. Because don't forget, you really, when you get done replacing your battery, now you've got a nasty battery acid ridden component that you now have to transport, not in the under the hood, but now in your trunk or your floorboard or somewhere, to get it to a recycling center, to get it back to a parts store, to get it wherever you bought the original battery from. So remember, replacing a car battery, you know, it's part of maintenance. I recommend figuring out where you live and then replacing your battery like every 3 to 5 years, depending on where you live. 5-year max. You can't make me drive a car with a battery over 5 years old. Can it last a little longer? Yeah, but preventive maintenance, by its very nature, is replacing stuff while it's still good to avoid problems. Or you're just waiting for a problem and then you fix the problem. That's called repairing, auto repair, not auto maintenance. If you like having a not consistent, a haphazard lifestyle, don't maintain your car. Or better yet, if you like being poor, just keep buying new cars. Every 5 years or so, keep buying a new car. Your money is going to the new car manufacturers. It's going to the insurance companies. It's going to the finance companies. It's going to the state on sales tax, the registration, the licensing fees. It's going to depreciation. But hey, I love that new car smell. Well, one of my daughters was at the new car dealership. I'm not going to say which one. And she was going to buy a truck. And she's literally, has enough money to pay cash for the truck, thank God. So what I told her to do was to go down to the bank and draw out the 40 grand for the truck. So she needed to have the 40,000 plus sales tax ready to go, plus, registration and all of the other stuff. So what, 48,000, whatever it's going to be on the $40,000 truck. And then hold that 50 grand in your hand and put your hand on the truck. And if you can see that you want that truck more than you want that 50 grand, 30 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand, 120 grand, however much the new vehicle is that you're going to be buying, instead of understanding that if you just maintain your vehicle, take care of your vehicle, and your vehicle takes care of you, life would just be so much better. Thank you for watching.